Hello everybody and welcome back. As always, I am Mateo311 and this is your one channel for everything VR related. Today, we're going over the best games currently available on Viveport Infinity. If you're not familiar with Viveport Infinity, it's a subscription-based service that gives you access to nearly 900 VR games for only $12.99 per month. I update this list every 3 to 6 months, so we will start the list off with games that have been recently added, but I will also include some classic titles if you're new to VR or just never got around to trying these games. Now, if you've never checked out Viveport Infinity, I highly recommend it. It is a great deal, and there's also a 14-day free trial. So let's not waste any more time and jump right into this list. Now, while these are all great games, I will order them from my least to most favorite. So first up is the arcade shooter VRigade 2. Take on the role of a SWAT team shooter and begin mowing down enemies. VRigade 2 is technically still in early access, but it's already a blast to play. Don't expect any form of realism from this game as it is an action shooter. You'll be dual wielding weapons, popping off heads, filling the screen with blood and guts, and of course making lots and lots of things explode. So if that sounds like the type of action you're looking for, go check out this game. Now, if you're looking for something a bit calmer, we have the exploration and adventure title Paper Beasts. This truly unique experience will have you interacting with some bizarre origami-style creatures. The game features a main storyline campaign that's over 3 hours long, in which you'll have to unravel the mystery of this universe. So if your goal is intrigue, this one-of-a-kind experience is definitely for you. Now, if you're a fan of classic platformers, we have Ven VR Adventure. You'll have to help Ven defend a beautiful world that's currently being invaded. You'll have to jump through 12 unique levels, and even take down a couple bosses along the way. Now, while there's only a handful of VR platformers available, this is still a solid title. Now, if you're looking for a platformer that actually puts you in the driver's seat, we have Yupitergrad. Yupitergrad is a unique grappling hook swing through an abandoned space station. Along the way, you'll experience a large variety of obstacles that are all quite deadly. The game also has some amazing grappling hook mechanics and a nice sense of humor. The main campaign should take you around 3 hours to complete, and there's a time trial mode for those of you who love swinging around. Now, if you are looking for a longer campaign and something with a much darker theme, we have The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. There's one little caveat to this title on Viveport Infinity: it's only available to people who have an annual membership. The annual membership does come at a steep discount, so it is worth considering. Purchasing Saints and Sinners and only 1 or 2 more titles would actually cost more than a year's membership of Viveport Infinity. Now, speaking of Saints and Sinners, it's a top-tier VR game. It features an excellent storyline, amazing melee combat mechanics, and a really dark and creepy atmosphere. The game also has a wave-based arcade mode if you just want to jump in and start killing zombies. This is an absolutely fantastic VR game that everyone should try. Now, if you prefer that the dead are less corporeal, we have Phasmophobia. This extremely popular 4-person ghost hunter title is absolutely fantastic. Some of my favorite online VR experiences were in this game, and I've never had so much fun and been so scared at the same time. The concept is fairly simple. You and 3 friends will wander around a haunted location while trying to capture some evidence and identify the entity you are dealing with. It's a truly unique, fun, and spooky experience that always has players online. But if online ghost hunting isn't your style, and you're looking for a refined single-player campaign shooter, Vertigo Remastered is the game for you. I always describe this title as Half-Life meets Rick and Morty. The campaign is definitely inspired by the original Half-Life, and it's got that same level of quirkiness you find in an episode of Rick and Morty. There's tons of epic moments along the way, awesome weapons, and lots of surprises. This is one of my favorite VR games in general, and it's just amazing to see this available on Viveport Infinity. Okay guys, we are up to my favorite Viveport Infinity title, and it's actually a brand new one. You guys absolutely have to try out the recently released online 5v5 arena shooter Hyperdash. I'm currently playing a few rounds of Hyperdash every single night. There's 4 different game modes, 6 different levels, an array of awesome weapons, and just some amazing fast-paced mechanics. If Population 1 is just too slow for you, or you liked Solaris off-world combat but found it lacking content and polish, well then Hyperdash is the game you need to play. And if you happen to be one of those people who doesn't enjoy playing online, this game is still really fun against the bots. Just don't expect too much of a challenge. Okay guys, those are the best recent new releases on Viveport Infinity, but I also have 9 more classic titles that are definitely worth checking out. I'll move through these a little bit faster because I do expect most people to know them by now. First up is the acrophobia-inducing title Richie's Plank Experience. If you want to watch someone squirm in VR, put them on Richie's Plank Experience. It'll have you taking a nice multi-story elevator ride and then walking out on a plank. It's fantastic for seeing people's reactions, and there's also a bunch of fun little mini-games. Next up is Synth Riders, a much more chill rhythm game than Beat Saber. If you want something that gets you naturally moving along to the music, rather than swinging around lightsabers like a madman, Synth Riders is a fantastic rhythm experience. Their most recent sound pack includes a must-try level, Algorithm. This is a wild VR experience that made me feel like I was traveling through time and space. But rhythm games aren't exciting enough for everybody, and that's why our next title is To the Top. To the Top is a first-person platforming parkour-style game where you basically have superhuman abilities. There's over 35 levels, and it can be a pretty intense experience. But maybe you prefer to stay grounded and have some melee fights in Ironlights. Ironlights is a melee fighting game with some truly unique mechanics that create some strategic combat rather than aiming for realism. Opponents actually take turns between offense and defense, you'll need to budget your in-game stamina, and you'll have to learn the best methods of attack and how to quickly reforge your weapon. There's multiple different weapons to choose from, and this game also features online PvP. Now, if you're looking for more arcadey, action-oriented melee combat, we have Ninja Legends. Ninja Legends has you fighting off waves of enemies, unlocking new weapons and special abilities, and even taking on some epic bosses. It's definitely not realistic, but it is a lot of fun. Now, if you want to keep things arcadey but prefer a shooter, we have Arizona Sunshine. Arizona Sunshine is a multi-hour campaign shooter that you can play in co-op. So bring a friend along as you travel across the Arizona desert mowing down zombies. If you end up enjoying this game, there's a ton of extra DLC content and a horde mode for some insane replayability. If shooters aren't your style and you're looking for a fun escape room, I highly recommend I Expect You to Die. I Expect You to Die throws you into some wacky spy-themed missions where death is around every corner. It's okay though, because dying in this game is always a good laugh. You might open up the wrong drawer and accidentally pull the pin from a grenade, or your car's security system might laser beam you in the head. When you do eventually figure out how to avoid all these different death traps, it feels oh so rewarding. Speaking of rewarding, we have the epic journey that is Moss. Moss is a puzzle platformer where you will absolutely fall in love with the protagonist, Quill. She's absolutely adorable, and by the end of this game, you'll feel like you've gone on an epic journey together. The puzzles, platforming, and combat all have the perfect level of difficulty, and the environments are just absolutely stunning. Moss is one of those games that should be on everyone's must-play list. Speaking of must-play titles, we have Superhot. The unique shooter where the world only moves when you move is equally fun and mind-bending. It features a lot more strategy than your typical shooter, and the game is absolutely addictive. It's so satisfying every time you shatter an enemy, and the game also features this creepy Inception-style VR game inside of a VR game environment. You just absolutely have to check it out. Okay everybody, that was the updated list for Viveport Infinity. There's absolutely no sponsorship here, I just think Viveport Infinity is a great deal, especially if you want to consume a lot of content. Again, don't take my word for it, go check out the 14-day free trial. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, consider subscribing. And as always, I will see you guys on next time.